let's talk about grades. And, well, we start off with Kappa, with our pass blocking grades, and, ooh, mama, 9.6 grade. Kappa, what happened, bro? Who hurt you? Did you want to hurt my quarterback this bad? It's funny that we haven't done the, we're going to do this tomorrow probably, or maybe later today, the offensive line breakdown video, right, where we go through and we look at every little detail. And as always, when it comes to offensive line play, you do have to keep in mind that PFF, because of sample size and also some grades, it's not always the greatest. It's not always the greatest to look at and take at, face value. It's a nice estimate to see what is going on and how things are going, but it's not always like a 1-for-1, right? We'll look at Kappa, but throughout that game the other day, a lot of people were saying to me in the chat, like, Kappa's getting destroyed, and I wasn't really focusing strictly on Kappa. It makes sense, though, 9.6. Marius Mims, 41.5, Cordell Volson, 44.6, Teddy K, 57.4. And then we had a split between Orlando Brown and Cody Ford, which I didn't even realize that Orlando Brown left the game. Did not even realize that. But Cody Ford, 59, Orlando Brown, 78.2. Yeah, this was a mess, man. When you got Zach Moss as one of your best pass blocking guys outside Orlando Brown, that's a problem. This is probably our worst offensive line performance across the board in any game this season. Run blocking was horrendous, man. We couldn't run block to save our life. We couldn't run the ball. I mean, they were destroying, smashing the gaps every single time, every single chance they got. Cordell Volson, horrendous. Teddy K, horrendous. Kappa, bad, horrendous. Man. The best guy was actually Matt Lee, surprisingly enough, on the offensive line. Then it was Cody Ford, Amarius Mims. We got Orlando Brown. Yeah. That line in that game just did not do good. Did not do good, to say the least. The best blocking offensive grade from that line was actually, surprisingly enough, Orlando Brown. Which, again, when he played 29 snaps. Zach Moss, Cody Ford, and the rest of it is just it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and this is definitely concerning, but if it was a constant problem with our line being awful, then it would be. Our line has been pretty okay outside of this situation, so I'm just gonna kind of scrap that one up to okay, it is what it is. Joe Burrow had the best pass blocking grade. The best offensive grade. Mike Gesicki, number 2. Not surprising. Orlando Brown, number 3. Jamar Chase, Jermaine Burton, and then it drops off. Kappa's at 38.6. Lordy. Defensive grade. BJ Hill led the team in defensive grade. He did look really good in that game. He actually got held for pretty much the whole entire game. Trey Hendrickson, Mike Hilton, Sam Hubbard, Logan Wilson, Joseph Tsai. And then it's bad when Poison Ivy is the next one up. And then it drops off again. And it goes down to 28.2 for Jordan Battle. Oh, God. What is this coverage grade? He did give up that huge touchdown. 40.1 to Jordan Battle. He only played 2 coverage snaps. Didn't look good in either one, apparently. Von Bell, 60.6. Akeem Davis-Gator, 60. The best guy with Logan Wilson, Mike Hilton. Then it was Logan Wilson. Then it kind of dropped off. Run defense. Our run defense throughout the game looked really good, and then at the end just died, which is what happened in the Ravens game as well. And I think it's because our guys just give up, and that's not a good thing you want. But when the offense isn't cooking and the defense is like, another fumble, you got the ball back, they just give up. And that's been a classic thing for us. Like, when everything goes to hell, our guys they don't tackle anymore. They're just slow to the guy. They just don't want to play. And again, it might be the fact that they're tired and, just what's on the field. But it's a common trend here. It's a common trend here. So, overall wise, not a good performance, if we're being honest here. We got our ass kicked. Like, that's pretty much the best way to put it. 67.1 for Jermaine Burton. We got our ass kicked. And you got to take it one game at a time, but, you know, this is definitely not really good numbers when you look at the offensive line play either. They do have a good team, though. They do have a good team. And the problem is, and a lot of people pointed this out, and it's very true, you know, you got to beat playoff teams. And that's really the biggest issue. You know, yes, this is a playoff team. Yes, it's a 5-2 team. But if you want to be a playoff team as well, you have to beat these teams. You have to beat the playoff teams. And, you know, you can't just beat the bad teams. And as well, yes, we have an easy schedule. And yes, we'll probably win. I think we'll still win at least 10 games. And it's because of our schedule we're going to win 10 games. But once you get to the playoffs, you're not really going to get anywhere if you just win against bad teams. That's just, you can't do that. You have to win against good teams. That's just a fact of the matter is. And this is a situation that is not going to be easy. But the Raiders next week, and that's what we're focused on. We're on to the Raiders, and it is what it is. Peace out.